Your body works in exactly one setting. A few degrees of temperature, one specific pressure, one exact mix of gas. That's it. That's the whole envelope. Step outside it, up, down, hotter, colder, wetter, thinner, and you are now standing in an environment that is actively removing you. The only question is how fast. So we're going to rank them, every kind of environment on this planet, by one number. How long you'd last, dropped in with nothing but the clothes you're wearing. No gear, no training, no rescue. We start with the ones generous enough to give you days. We end with the one that won't let you finish this sentence. 9 environments, 1 clock. It only goes down. Number 9. The slowest killer on Earth. Ordinary temperate wilderness. A forest, a meadow, the kind of place people pay to walk through. Nothing here hunts you. There's shade, there's air, the temperature is survivable. And it will still kill you. It just does it politely, on a schedule. Survival instructors call it the rule of threes. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Out here, air is free and food isn't urgent. So what actually runs out is water. About 3 days in, with no stream and no plan, your blood thickens, your kidneys quit, and you lie down. This is the only environment on the entire list courteous enough to let you write a will, which is exactly why it's the most dangerous one on Earth. But we'll come back to that. Hold on to it. It's going to annoy you. 3 days. Now take this same mild place and just turn up the heat. Number 8. The desert. Same planet, same air. The temperature knob turned one direction, and 3 days collapses into about 1. Heat doesn't kill you directly. It makes you kill you. To stay cool, you sweat out water you can't replace, and once you can't sweat, your core temperature climbs. Past about 40 degrees Celsius inside, your proteins start to come apart. The same thing that happens to an egg in a pan, performed slowly on your organs. And the desert has a second shift. The same clear sky that roasts you at noon lets all the heat escape at night. And now the thing trying to kill you is cold. 1 environment, 2 opposite weapons, 12 hours apart. The desert at least leaves you air to breathe. Go up high enough, and it takes that too. Number 7. High altitude. The death zone. Above roughly 8,000 meters, and now the problem isn't heat or water. It's that every breath you take contains less oxygen than your body burns just sitting still. You are, from the moment you arrive, running at a loss. Your judgment goes first, quietly, so you can't notice it going. Then, your coordination. Climbers describe sitting down to rest a few meters from safety and simply deciding, calmly, not to get up. The death zone is the only neighborhood on this planet where every single resident is actively dying the entire time they're there, and paying enormous amounts of money for the view. People who died up there decades ago are still there, because it costs too much to bring them down. They've become landmarks. You navigate by them. The mountain is also freezing, and cold, on its own, works faster than thin air. Number 6. Extreme cold. The poles, a winter mountainside, anywhere the air drops far enough below freezing. Here you have about 2 hours, and the wind can cut that to under 1. Your body makes a brutal executive decision. To protect the core, heart, brain, lungs, it abandons the edges. It stops sending warm blood to your hands, your feet, your face. It shivers to make heat, and then, as your core cools, it stops even doing that. And here's the cruel part. The final stage of freezing to death doesn't feel like an emergency. It feels like relief. People pull off their coats. It's called paradoxical undressing, because a misfiring brain reads the cold as heat. The last thing hypothermia does is make you comfortable. Cold air is patient. Cold water is not. Add water, and the same cold gets about 25 times faster. Number 5. Cold water immersion. Not the deep, just the surface of any cold lake, river, or sea. Now we're in minutes. The second you go in, your body does something you can't override, the cold shock response. You gasp, a huge, involuntary breath, whether or not your head is above the surface. Lifeguards teach the timing as 1, 10, 1. 1 minute to get your breathing under control, 10 minutes of useful muscle before your hands stop working. 1 hour before the cold finishes it, if you last that long. Most people who drown in cold water were strong swimmers. It didn't matter. The first breath they took was underwater, and their own body took it for them. At least there's air above the surface. Go high enough into the sky, and the air stops being something you can use. Number 4. The top of the breathable world. Near space or a sealed cabin at altitude that suddenly isn't sealed. Here the clock reads about a minute, and most of that minute you won't remember. The air is still there, it's just too thin to push oxygen into your blood. Pilots have a term for what you've got left, time of useful consciousness. At extreme altitude, that's around 9 to 15 seconds of clear thinking. After that, the lights dim while you're still wide awake, still breathing, still surrounded by air. This is the first environment on our list that kills you with the air you're currently inhaling. You don't suffocate because there's nothing to breathe. You suffocate because breathing stopped working, and nobody told your lungs. That air is thin and cold, but at least it isn't hot, because hot air is faster. Number 3. Superheated air, a firestorm, a burning building, a wildfire's front. Under a minute, and often just one breath. Fire doesn't need to touch you. A single lungful of air above about 150 degrees Celsius scalds your airway shut instantly. The tissue swells and seals, and the breath you took to scream is the last one you get. Radiant heat cooks you from across the room, through a door you never opened. This is why most people who die in fires are never touched by flame. The fire kills the air first, and the air kills you. In a room that hasn't caught yet, that still looks survivable, that you're standing in right now. Hot air is nearly the fastest thing on Earth. Nearly. There's one place that's faster, and it's at the bottom of the sea. Number 2. The deep ocean, past crush depth. If you've seen our last video, you know what's coming. Here, the clock isn't in minutes or seconds, it's in fractions of a second. The ocean can't crush you. You're mostly water, and water doesn't compress. What it crushes is the air you brought with you, your lungs, your sinuses. Past a certain depth, the ocean takes that empty space back all at once. The collapse is over faster than a nerve can carry the news to your brain that anything happened. It is, weirdly, the one entry on this list that might count as a mercy. Every other environment gives you a moment to know. This one is done before your brain is even told it started. But the deep still has to wait for you to sink into it. There's one environment that doesn't wait at all, and it's the biggest one on the planet. Number 1. The fastest environment on Earth is the Earth itself. On the surface, its delivery system is the pyroclastic flow, a 300 to 700 degree avalanche of gas and ash that pours off a volcano faster than you could run from it. At Herculaneum, near Vesuvius, the victims didn't have time to suffocate or burn in any drawn-out way. The heat was so extreme, their death happened in seconds. The body reacts before the brain can register that anything is wrong. And under the crust is the rest of it. Molten rock makes up most of the volume of this planet. It is, by a huge margin, the largest environment on Earth, and the fastest killing. You don't live on Earth so much as on a thin, cooled skin floating on an ocean of instant death. 0 seconds. That's the bottom of the ranking. Now, let's actually rank it. So, ranked by speed, that's molten rock at number 1 and a quiet forest at number 9. Fastest to slowest. Now watch what happens when we rank the exact same 9 by a different number. How many people each one actually kills. The top of our speed ranking, the crush, the pyroclastic flow, the molten core, has killed, between all of it, a rounding error. Almost nobody. Because you can't get to it. The fastest environments on Earth are the safest ones, precisely because they're honest about what they are. And number 9, the mild one, the forest. Ordinary outdoor air, a few degrees too hot or too cold. That one kills around 5 million people a year. Not in deserts, not on summits. In cities, in homes, in weather a thermometer called survivable, heat waves and cold snaps, in places that looked completely fine. And here's the part that should bother you. You think you live outside all 9 of these environments. You don't. Your body only works inside that one narrow sliver. A few degrees, one pressure, one mix of gas. Everything outside it is on this list. You are not standing apart from these places. You are standing in the single exception, holding your breath. The planet isn't trying to kill you. It's just that almost none of it is trying to keep you alive. You've spent your whole life in the one room in the house that isn't on fire, and calling it outside. The environment most likely to kill you isn't the one that does it in a fraction of a second. It's the one comfortable enough that you stopped counting. If you made it to the bottom of the ranking, subscribe. Next time, we drop you into number 9, the one that gives you the most time, with nothing, and rank every hour by what kills you first.